If you're in a large musical ensemble like an orchestra, you follow the conductor for the timing. Or if you're in a smaller ensemble like a band, then most of the musicians will follow the drummer or the rest of the rhythm section to get their tempo and timing of the tune they're playing. And in Cubase, you follow the metronome when you're recording. If you don't follow the metronome, regardless of what musical setting you're in, the music tends to fall apart pretty quickly. Plus, you're not going to be able to perform edits like quantization or know really where you are as far as what bar and beat you are in the song. So I'm going to show you how to set up the metronome, and I know that for a lot of people the metronome can be a hard thing to follow at first, but the more you do it, the faster you'll get at it. So let's go to the metronome settings under the transport menu and choose Metronome Setup. I'm going to make sure I'm on the General tab, and I'm going to activate the metronome click. Sometimes you'll hear people refer to click or metronome, but those terms are synonymous. They do the exact same thing. They give you the tempo and timing upon which to base the grid of your project. I'm going to make sure that the click while recording is enabled, but I really don't like to hear the click when I'm playing it back, so I'm going to disable that. But I am going to enable click during count-in. Underneath that are the number of count-in bars. I'm going to change that from the default of 2 bars for a count-in to 1 for a couple of reasons. One, I'm pretty good at getting to my keyboard because it's right here in front of me, and also so that you don't have to wait for 2 measures before the recording actually engages. So that'll save us some time. Then I'm going to click on OK. Now, underneath the transport panel again, you're going to see that there's a setting for Activate Metronome, and the keyboard shortcut for that is C, so you can just type C on your keyboard to activate or deactivate the metronome. But there's one other setting that can only be activated from down here in the transport bar, which is the pre-count. That's this little triangle with a little stick next to it. That activates or deactivates the count-in, and that count-in is there to get you an idea of the timing before you start recording. So I'm going to make sure that that is turned on. Next to that button is the click on and off, which again can be enabled from the C key on your keyboard, but right now it is active. And then I'm going to get an idea of where I want the tempo of my project to be. And the easiest way I think to do that is to go under the project window and go to Beat Calculator. And here you can tap the tempo from either your space bar or your mouse button. So I'm going to click on Tap Tempo, and I'm going to just tap my mouse button, my left mouse button, to get an idea of the tempo. So I'm just kind of thinking of the song in my head, and it's about here. So there's 92.2 beats per minute. That's pretty close. I'm going to click on OK, and then I'm going to insert the tempo onto the tempo track at the track start. So when I click on that, then I can close the beat calculator, and let's just confirm those tempo settings down here in our transport bar. You'll see that the tempo right now is 92.2 beats per minute. I'm in a 4/4 time signature, and now when I press the record button, I'll be able to hear my tempo. And that feels about right to me. I don't have any tracks enabled for recording right now, so I'm not actually recording anything, so I'll press stop, but that gets me an idea of where my project tempo is. And next, I'll show you snap on and off.